Hello everyone and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. I don't entirely remember where we were, but I will find out. Yes, of course. Of course, where we were. We were going north to the Green Griffin Inn in Luskin. We have Grimnaw with us, who has been just an absolute legend. Man, Grimnaw is really, really pulling his weight. Like, wow. He's doing very well for himself. Very well. He's definitely, you know, getting his money's worth. We didn't really pay for him this time. We didn't pay for anybody this time, but Grimnaw is really doing someone's money's worth. The Green Griffin Inn. Dear? Oh, how lovely. If I am not mistaken, there's a few things that we need to deal with in the Green Griffin Inn. I know for a fact that there's a companion, that there's a henchman thing. And I don't mean that like I was certain about the thing in the caves that wasn't actually there. That was my bad. I do want to loot their shit though. Oh. Who locks a crate? Fire arrows. Grimnaw, you are a bit in my way, bucko. That didn't help. There we go. Is there anything in the barn? There's jack shit in the barn. We don't want anything there. How dare you? How absolutely dare you? Success not possible. Oh, DC 100. Alright, I am not supposed to go out that way. Not supposed to go out that way. Who has it? Chasma, Gorkon, Gam, Mutamin. We definitely need to talk to Mutamin. We need to talk to Zamithra. Should probably be talking to everyone. Well, we really need to talk to Mutamin and we need to talk to Zamithra.
I'm on the prowl. Stay out of the way. Hard day?
Yeah, we kill orcs all day. Big army.
Interested in a hard night?
Huh? More orcs?
If you'd like.
Oh, me see what you're doing now. You want ramp, huh?
The gods made you smart, did they? Come up to my room then and waste your wit on me there.
Yeah, me do that.
If you're playing a dude, then you're the one who gets to do that. And because my male character is a half-orc with intelligence low enough that he can't speak properly, that conversation is exactly the same, just with your character on the side.
Welcome to the Green Griffin Inn, friend. Something I can get you.
For a small inn, this place sure seems busy. Yes, well, there's a lot of people traveling through the area, people who can't get into Luskin. I have a fine inn here, after all. There wouldn't be some other reason, would there? No, there's no other reason. Just people passing through, waiting to get to Luskin or what have you. The patrons seem to say there's something else going on. Listen, if you have a point, make it. Otherwise, I prefer you keep out of trouble. I'm not... Okay. I need to talk to someone else first. Let's talk... Whoops, let's talk to Drid.
Well met.
Good day, madam. You look like you're here for the competition, if you ask me. Oh yeah, I know all about the competition. truly enough, but when I heard about Mutiman's secret dungeon crawl and the great reward, I just knew my great intelligence would let me win. I'll be going. I go to the North Road, Mutiman's Challenge. The patrons of the Green Griffin Inn tell of an illegal dungeon race that takes place beneath the building. The race is apparently overseen by a man named Mutiman. Hello, Mutiman.
Welcome to the Green Griffin Inn, friend. Something I can get you.
I'd like to ask about this competition of yours. So someone told you about it, did they? Blasted fools. If word keeps spreading about the contest, I'll have the militia on my head in no time. But nevertheless, you know, and that's that. Are you interested in taking part, friend? Yes, I would like to take part. Right then, here's the key for the back door. Remember that you'll have to pay Jeru 500 gold to be allowed into the dungeon. Good luck. A man named Mutiman hosts an illegal dungeon race beneath the Green Griffin Inn north of Luskin. What? That's not correct. South of Luskin, north of Port Last. Those given a key to the cellars are to proceed to the cellars and speak with his assistant, Jeru. We'll do that in a moment. There's the key. We'll slap the key there. Alright, we need to go upstairs before we do anything else, so. We have to go upstairs or else I'm gonna forget that there is an upstairs. And there's two very important things upstairs that we need to get. First, though, I am looting this just because I am a thief.
Halt! You have but a moment to leave my room. Wait before I... Scum!
Oh, there it is. Let's get the second bag. Oh, the second bag's mostly empty. Let's take this one, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep. The second is held by warriors of Mithra who recently passed through Port Last on our way to Luskin. One of these gems has now been discovered. Damn Skippy they have. It's a shame that she attacked us, but if you attack me, you die. And that's really all there is to it. Alright, so we got one of the two things that we need in here. I think the second one is down in this room. This room's, yeah, it's in that room because it's locked. Ugh, don't want that. I'm hearing snoring, but I don't see anyone in the beds or even in the rooms at all. Oh, there's remains that I missed. I gotta go back and get those. Ooh, yes, these tools plus 10. Thank you. Like, literally all of these beds are empty. What the fuck is that? Cloak of protection versus good. Nah. How often do you really fight good people in this game? I am a good aligned character, so I don't tend to start fighting with other good aligned characters. So that's not very useful for me. There we go. But let's unlock this. Why are you breaking into my room? You've been out of me and your life here. Oh, we actually have to switch out Grimnaw now. Holy shit, Zor. it's a good thing we just saved. Oh, please tell me I didn't do my curse. F4. F4. I may have just done my curse. Wait, we stop fighting now. Me see you, brave warrior. Me wants to talk a moment before we fights more. Can I rest before we fights more? Because I remember Zor. Zor will fight you. And that is no bueno. Save.
You, strong opponent. Me impressed. Me say, name is Zor. Me tell you story, yeah? You spreads my word. Maybe before you kill me.
Sounds fair so far. I'll think about it. What's your story? Me is fierce warrior of Minotaur peoples. Me is strongest warrior of all, and proves self in combat after combat. Then, me becomes gladiator for monies. Sounds like a good life so far. Me think it good too at first, but me gets tricked. Me fights and wins every time, and makes people mad. Me is not realizing me trying to make people happy. Me just think me should fight and win, not wanting to lose to a weak opponent. Me told to lose, make other people lots of money. Me not lose, me kill other fighter. Me sent to prison for this. So what happened in prison? In prison, me meet new friends. Friends who no trick me. Me friends named Sturge, and Delilah, and Wyvern, and Yesger. Yesger, great man. Yesger have orc blood. He plan how to escape big prison. He need me for strength. What about the others you mentioned? Delilah used poison on guards, and Wyvern trick guard dogs. Wyvern really good with dogs. What happened then? Sturge make maps of prison. Me not like Sturge. He called me lots of names. After escape we split up. Yesger say we harder to find that way. Now me see bounty hunter everywhere. Me kills all, but you was tough. Me not killing you. Me wants to make deal. I'll let you go if you can help me find the other. If you are new to the channel, and you do not know my rule is that if someone surrenders to me, I will always let them live. I'll let you go if you can help me find the others. Me know where Sturge is, 'cause Sturge like to brag lots. Me not like Sturge, so me will tell you where he hidden. Sturge goes south road, close to Charwood. You not underestimate him, though. He's small, but smart. Now for us, we should fight. Me want to see if me can defeat you. Oh. If you kill me, me worth big reward. Me want you to get reward, not some weak bounty hunter. Alright, I need to drink. Motherfucker! I didn't save after that. Alright. Come on. Alright. Save. Unless, with this game, there's a few... There's a few times where it's like, even if they do surrender to you, you do need to kill them. You don't need to kill any of the convicts to get their ear. All you want is the ear. So if someone surrenders to me, I will always let them live. Oh my god. Thus far, adventurers have only acquired 1 ear of the 5. Alright, I fucked this up. Dying sometimes makes it think like you haven't read any of your journal. Alright, there we go. I need to go and get a new henchman.
To be torn from the...
Yes. Follow.
Is there something
We
you...
need to part ways now. I just think it's time we parted ways. I would also greatly appreciate a heal.
Hail to ye!
Can you heal me? I need healing.
Sis.
Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, journal. Oh, that will just be henchman. We need to go get a new henchman now. I think it would be Tommy's turn. No, Tommy's in there already. Linu. It's Linu's turn. Linu. Because we had Dalen at the end of the last chapter, so he's gonna be
I
last.
hoped that you would return.
Yes, come on, Linu. Let's go back to the Green Griffin Inn. We do have everything that we need from upstairs, so we can go and do Mutiman's challenge now. I will say that Mutiman's challenge is rough. It is not an easy part of the game. Yeah, you in big trouble. There was a big fellow in here looking for someone exactly like ya. Pretty sure it's ya. Buddy of mine told him to get lost, and the big guy kill him for it. Blood all over. Did your friend give him any info? Me buddy didn't, but after I saw them all split up in half like that, I tells the guy you've been around these parts. I dare any man here to say he wouldn't have done the same thing right then. I'm sorry my presence has brought such suffering. Yeah, well, thanks, eh? Me always told me buddy that mouth of his would be the death of him. At least he did it for a good woman. Alright, I'd better clear out before anyone else gets hurt. Yeah, these be troubled times about these parts. According to a local brawler named Lerner, occult agent Vardock has been killing innocents in his attempt to ferret out the adventurers responsible for meddling in cult affairs. That's real unfortunate, but we don't have time to deal with that because we have a competition to run. Priorities. Bunch of, noblemen. With scrying pools. Everyone's coming in. Noble woman. Oh, there are chests. I can't get past the door. There we go. Topaz. Can I get the door yet? Sugar. I did not realize that there were chests here. Looks as though there are, though. Ooh, cure critical wounds. Hell yes. Alright, let's go. Who are we up against? We're up against Kazma, Gorkon, Did, and Gam.
So, this is the latest group of entrants, is it? Very well. My name is Jeru, Master of the Games. Allow me to explain how this will work. It shall cost you 500 gold pieces to be teleported into the dungeon. You'll appear in one of 5 alcoves located in the southern end. If you wish to return, simply use the platform that you appeared on. or any other platform, but it will cost you 500 gold pieces to be teleported back.
Sure.
Neither I nor Mutiman are responsible for your deaths or the deaths of your companions. If you enter, it is your risk to take. Now then, should anyone wish to enter, approach me with your gold and I'll teleport you within. Yes? Are you ready to enter the dungeon?
I am. Here's your 500 gold. We have so much money, and it's not like we're not gonna earn it back. Like, right away. Yep, this is why this place is nasty. It's filled with spiders. Spiders poison. Ettercaps ain't nothing though. Ettercaps are lame. They're weak as shit. Yeah, we're gonna get 500 gold back in loot alone. I don't want that. You can't sell traps.
I will not be defeated! Goddess, take you now!
Oh, I'm not attacking anything. Oh, I leveled up! Shit, looking at my health. Oh, that's not an Ettercap I'm fighting. That's a flesh golem.
I will not be defeated!
Alright, we're taking another level of fighter. Shit, alright. Discipline. Heal. And lore. My health got scary there. Resting would be nice. Can I rest? I can rest. Great. Now we did level up, so we should be able to talk to our companions about the next part of their story. Linu?
Hey there, dear. What can I...
More of your story? Yeah, we can. Alright. You have been a true friend to me, Violet. I have been reluctant to speak to you of this, but you did help me recover the chalice. Perhaps you can help me with this as well. Synth retired from his adventuring life for a couple of years. Then one day he came home with news that he had discovered the location of an ancient city. I knew as soon as he uttered those words that he would be off on another of his grand adventures. I wanted to go with him, but I was involved in preparing a special celebration for the temple. He wouldn't wait for you? I think he had waited a long time when I was wrapped up in something I couldn't get out of. I think he had waited for a time when I was wrapped up in something I couldn't get out of. It was his way of protecting me. Synth had a friend who was a maid to create a pair of journals. We could write to each other and be in contact every day. I don't know why, but he never wrote me about his day or his quest. Instead, he would write about his thoughts and philosophies on life and the mysteries. I wish he had written more about where he went. Why is that? The last entry he wrote, he spent several pages telling me how much he loved me, and that no matter what happened to him, I must go on. I knew something was wrong, and I begged him to tell me, but he ignored my pleas. The last thing he wrote was that he could hear them coming again. That was it. Violet, someday I shall find the cave Synth was exploring, and I will try to find that journal. I think that if I could do that, I'd be able to get past his ghost that haunts my dreams. We will find the cultist, Violet, and justice shall be done. But then perhaps I can resume my quest. I'm certain that the journal must exist somewhere, and someday I shall find it. Don't worry, we'll find the journal and discover what happened to your husband. Sweet Violet, I know that with you by my side, anything is possible. That would be the corpse I'm looking for. I am looking for Synth's body. Oh. A man in Mutamin hosts an illegal dungeon race beneath the Green Griffin Inn north of Luskin. Not north of Luskin. Drew has explained the rules and launched the race. Competing adventuring parties are to race down parallel paths filled with monsters, traps, and treasure. At the end of the dungeon, they'll be faced with a riddle. The first party to solve the riddle is deemed the winner. Linu's tale. Linu told the tale of her husband's mysterious disappearance on his last exploration voyage. She hopes to find evidence of what happened to him one day by tracking down a journal that she and Synth had shared while he was gone. And we will. I will say, though, even though it says it's a race, it's not much of a race. I'm pretty sure it's not possible to lose it. Unless you just leave and don't come back to it. You know, let's go talk to everyone now. Why not?
You're back. Is there something you need?
Oh, yes, level up.
Is there something you need?
I want to talk. So, continue your story. The pain of what happened to my father, of how I destroyed the garden he had spent a lifetime cultivating, is a very personal pain, Violet. But you have proved yourself to be a good friend. After all, it was you who helped me find the leaven bread. I suppose it's only logical to expect you might be able to help me with my father as well. What do you want me to do? I know I can never replace the many varieties of plants and flowers that were once in my father's garden, but perhaps if I make a grand gesture, he will find it in his heart to forgive me. Throughout my father's life, there had been one flower he longed to see more than any other, but one which he had never been able to acquire. Among the great library of Lanton, there was accounts of a prism blossom, a living, growing flower whose petals are said to change color and reflect light as they were made of crystal. So why don't you get him one of these prism blossoms? The account of the flower occurs in only one text, a travel diary of an explorer who died several centuries ago, returning from a journey to the north. No one's ever been able to locate this rare flower or its gleaming crystal seeds, but though many have spent a lifetime searching for it. It may be the prism blossom is only a myth, Violet, but if I could find the seeds of this flower and give them to my father, I'm certain he would forgive me for destroying his garden. I will not abandon the search. For the cultists behind the plague, I have pledged to aid you in destroying those who release the foul taint of the Wailing Death. Part of me is hoping that in our journeys we'll be lucky enough to stumble upon the crystalline seeds of the prism blossom. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find the seeds you're looking for. You are a true friend, Violet. With you by my side, I'm certain we will somehow find the seeds of the prism blossom, if they still exist.
I figured it. Eh?
Level up, level up. I'm always useful.
Eh?
Ooh, you're in +3 now.
Tom.
Aye, the night of the jewel heist, right? I suppose you've been a fine friend, milady. I can tell you about it. The gem we were after was no other than the fabled Star of Kalimshan. It's not the most valuable ruby in the land, but certainly one of the more notorious. According to legend, the Pashas of Kalimshan gifted it to their wives on their wedding night, and the stone glows from within, filled with the tears of their lost innocence. Or so the story goes. My daring plan, and Sammy's, was to pluck the stone from the depths of the royal palace, from the very chambers of the Silpasha's wife herself. Why steal it if it wasn't valuable? The ruby's value is more in the fame one would get, milady. The Pasha would never rest until he captured whoever was responsible for its theft. At any rate, the night came. Sammy and Rieger stole into the palace ahead of me, with Sammy having no idea of my presence. Rieger left a trail that was quite easy to follow. I remember being impressed at the time that things were going so well. No guards alerted, no problems whatsoever. I thought maybe Sammy's foul luck had finally turned for once. And then? Well, of course Sammy tripped over a fold in the carpet and took a spill into a suit of armor. It fell over him into two others, and the resulting clatter would have woken Nebuchadnezzar's dead brother-in-law. Poor Rieger turned white as a virgin's dainty bottom when he saw the horde of soldiers charging down the hall. He leapt out the window without first considering that we were over the lion pit. Poor fella. What happened to Sammy? The guards ran right past the pile of armor, didn't even look for a small halfling buried under there, lucky for Sammy. Anyway, give old Sammy some credit for stubbornness. He climbed out from under the armor and still came for the ruby. Found me plucking it from the pedestal, in fact. He was surprised to see me, to say the least. I decided to give him a piece of my mind, as I recall. "Why, Sammy," I said, "why did you betray me? I've never done anything to you." Oh, he must have liked that. I never got to hear his response. Oddly, he just turned all purple and his eyes bulged out and he spluttered a lot. Looked rather like some outraged kobold. The guards ran in just then and it was pandemonium. There was fighting and screaming and running. Last I remember, I dived into the sea and woke up 3 days later on a freighter bound for Tarsal. You want to hear the funny part? For all that Sammy was a terrible thief, he was a wonderful pickpocket. Stole the ruby off me, he did, and I had nothing to show for that. What happened to Sammy? Not sure exactly. I heard he ended up on a slave ship and somehow got sold to one of the high captains of Leskin. Poor sod. Me, I'd like to track down that ruby one of these days. The Star of Kalimshan. It'd still be worth it to make me famous. Perhaps we'll find your ruby sometime. Thanks, milady. You're quite the friend yourself. Now, let's get on with your quest, shall we?
I suspected you.
Yep.
Yes?
Level up.
Yes? Is there something?
I want to talk. Continue your story. Very well, Violet, I already told you we'd met Lady Anaris, correct? That she fawned all over Danon, but he assured me there was nothing to fear? Well, we were bound by contract now to perform, so we did. We did so well, too. It was not long before we were the toast of Athkatla, praised by the Lord and Lady Anaris at every turn. Nobles showered us with attention and gifts at every turn. Everyone wanted us to perform for them next. I was a bit dazzled by it all, but also concerned. Lady Anaris continued to lavish attention on Danon. She called him to private performances, without me, and he was spellbound despite my efforts to distract him. What, were they having an affair? I prayed that it was not so. I suspected, but could prove nothing. The servants were too good at misdirecting me, subtly keeping me from interrupting their privacy. Desperate and angry, I accused Danon of succumbing to her lust. He denied it angrily, and I believed him. Almost. What did you do? After one of our largest concerts, I followed Danon as he left the stage. I used what magic I knew to disguise myself, avoid the servants, and keeping pace with him. I felt terribly guilty for the deception, hoping against hope that my suspicions were for naught. Of course I was disappointed. I watched invisibly as Danon made his rendezvous with Lady Anaris, laying fervid kisses upon her and saying how every minute they were apart was excruciating to him. Why did they bother to keep it a secret from you? Don't be foolish. They weren't keeping it a secret from me. They were keeping it a secret from Lord Anaris. He likely could have cared less, but appearances had to be maintained. In my shock, I must have dropped my spell, for Lady Anaris spotted me. She did not care. She only laughed lightly and pointed me out to Danon. He merely looked at me and smiled. I merely stood there, dumbfounded, as Danon called me a foolish little girl. Pathetic, even. Not only did he prefer Lady Anaris, but he had never loved me. I fled, their mocking laughter ringing in my ears. I fled them, I fled Athkatla, and I have never looked back. That's horrible, Sharwin. That is genuinely horrible. Danon is going to hell for that. Yes, I was devastated. I had left the security of my family to make Danon my world, and it had crumbled around me. As I said, however, things were not as they seemed. I found out much later that Lady Anaris' beauty was the result of an enchantment, a glamour. She had spellbound Danon in the literal sense. I also discovered that a lock of Nymph's hair will break her spell. Danon will be released, and her glamour will end. She will revert to her natural appearance. Old and fat, so I hear. Are you sure Danon is still with her? Wait, would you take him back, now that you know? No. The hurt was too real, even if the glamour wasn't. At some level, I will always blame him for not being strong enough. It doesn't matter. Everyone should be allowed their little illusions, perhaps. I admit that it would give me some small satisfaction to remove her spell once and for all. All it will take is finding that nymph's hair. One day, perhaps, I shall discover some. We'll get you some nymph's hair. I believe you. It doesn't matter. We have more important things to do here.
I have been waiting.
You level up too.
Is there something you...
My order has many secrets, Violet. Secrets we do not reveal to those outside our monastery, yet you have proven yourself a friend of the Long Death before. You aided me in finding the Ring of Eleganda. I believe you would have helped me bring death to her had she been alive when we found her. Perhaps you can be of service to my order once more. For without your aid, I fear my brothers and sisters will never escape their terrible fate. What do you want me to do? I should begin by explaining what happened after we burned the Lich's lair. The corpses of our own, those who had risen against us, were brought back to the monastery of my order. There we sought to enact an ancient ritual to release their essence from the curse that had bound them to their animated corpses, but the chains of undeath are not easily broken. The ancient rituals require rare components, and we had many casualties. A few we were able to save, but others remain trapped in undeath until we can find the necessary components for the ritual. What kind of components are you looking for? The components must come from the crypt of a powerful undead monster, but it must be something that has not yet been tainted by the creature's necromancy. For example, we would require the preserved hand of an inanimate corpse within a mummy's crypt. Only the power of such an item can release the essence of my brothers and sisters into the grasp of the Silent Lord. I will not abandon the search for the cultists behind the plague. I have pledged to aid you in destroying those who release the foul taint of the Wailing Death. But during our mission, I will not give up search for the mummified hand of an inanimate corpse that can release my brethren from undeath. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find the components you're looking for. For the sake of my undead brothers and sisters, I can only hope so. Linu.
I hope.
Yes.
Hey there, dear.
Okay, you don't need to level up. Alright, so got a couple more people. We got Arabeth and Aaron and Dalen.
I've been waiting for you.
Whoops, shit.
I've been waiting for you. Yes?
Level up.
Yes?
Continue your story. You have been a true friend to me, Violet, and I have been reluctant to speak to you of this, but you did help me recover my mother's brooch. Perhaps you can help me with this as well. I was not completely honest with you about the reasons I left my tribe. It is true I was sent away to prove myself, but there was another reason as well. My mother's death was a violent one. She was brutally slain in a bandit raid on our camp, and I have vowed not to return to my tribe until I avenge her murder. Do you know who killed her? I was hunting with the band of warriors when the attack came. The raiders hid and waited for us to leave, and then sneaked in with the advantage of numbers. My tribe was outnumbered nearly 2-1, but they managed to drive the attackers off. 3 of our warriors fell in battle, as did my mother. How are you going to track down the bandit who killed her? Do you remember when I told you of my vision quest, how my mother's brooch would bring me dreams to guide my quest? Last night, I had a dream. My mother's spirit sent me this vision, I am certain of it. In my dream, I saw a terrible axe dripping blood from its notched blade. It was the weapon used to slay her. If I can find the axe, I will know I have found her killer. You may think me a fool, Violet, but I believe I will find the axe, or my mother's spirit will never truly be at peace. I will not abandon my search for the cultists behind the plague. But I also vow I will not rest until I find the axe with the notched blade that slew my mother. Don't worry, we'll find the axe and the killer who used it. Thank you. With a friend like you by my side, I have no doubt my mother's death will be avenged. Ugh, I'm ready for some voice acting. How about you?
I hope that you would.
The gods smile on us that you remain yet unharmed for your efforts. With luck, success shall soon follow.
I want to talk about something else.
Aye. What would you have of me?
You mentioned someone named Callie.
I did. That I mentioned her at all was by accident, my friend. I have been determined to avoid those memories for many years now.
Why? What happened?
I suppose one cannot leave the story unfinished. As you wish then, my friend. Callie is short for Caliara. She was of elven blood, a woman of extraordinary beauty and adventuresome spirit. She ran the Guild of Thieves in Neverwinter, you see, when I first began my sentence. She was also the first task Lord Nasher set me to. I was to see to her capture, and to reduce the power of the guild in the city. And I was eager enough to do so, though I did not know what I was up against.
Sounds like one of those impossible romances.
You joke, although you should know it was no romance at first. Caliara and I were the most dire of enemies, and she stirred her entire guild against me. The thieves had been used to holding power in the city, and did not care to be dislodged. I used every trick I knew to no avail. Finally, I chose to disguise myself and infiltrate her guild, determined to look upon my foe and end her life personally. It took me a great deal of time to do so. Caliara trusted few, and I had to work my way up in the ranks over time until I was able to enter her inner circle.
And what? She knew you, so you captured her then?
No, not at all. I killed her.
You killed her.
I should have done it sooner, when I was first trusted enough to be alone in her presence. But I was too intrigued and foolish. She enthralled me. I found her soul so similar to my own, and we drew together immediately. Despite my misgivings, I gave in and allowed myself to love her. I knew it would not last. I discovered her plan to kill Lord Nasher, and knew that the time had come to tell her who I was. It was my hope to dissuade her from her life.
How did she react?
She was not angry, as I thought she would be. Merely disappointed, perhaps, as she drew her sword. To strike her down was almost unthinkable. As we parried, I begged her to reconsider, to leave her life, to stay with me, and I would protect her from Lord Nasher's wrath. I will not change for you, Aaron, even as you would not change for me. Let it end here. Though tears blurred my eyes, upon those words I ran her through. She died moments later, as we exchanged one final kiss.
That is very sad. I am sorry.
Thank you.
That sounds like the kind of bullshit I would write.
That tale.
That sounds like something that I would write, as the Queen of Pain.
I am glad to have shared it with you. You are an intriguing woman yourself. I consider myself fortunate to have been assigned to you. Perhaps in time we might get to know one another better. As good friends. Would you care at all for that?
Certainly, I'd like that.
I am pleased. Of course, there is much else that needs to be done. Perhaps we can speak of this another time.
I'll be going.
I shall await.
I am pleased to see that you have you yet discovered any new information?
You said I should ask
on the
you how you
cult?
became a paladin.
I did say that, didn't I? Are you sure you wish to hear the tale? It is not an exciting one, and I would not wish to bore you.
No, I want to hear it. Or, I'll let you know if I get bored, don't worry.
Of that, I somehow have little doubt. All right then. If you truly want to hear my tale, then I shall tell it. Where should I begin? My family lived in a human village in the wild lands of the northern mountains, and I once longed for nothing more than to be a skilled hunter, as my father was. The village was destroyed when the orcs massed and attacked the Southlands. My family was killed, though I survived. For years I thought of little but wreaking bloody vengeance upon the orcs. I stalked the crags with my bow, mercilessly killing all I crossed.
It doesn't sound like you at all.
Indeed, I was much different then. My vengeance consumed me, and I dealt death at every turn. But I had no peace.
This kind of sounds like you're going down the same road again, Arabeth.
On the 5th winter of my hunt, I stalked an orc tribe deep into the spine of the world and encountered a blizzard so terrible I could do naught but camp and pray. The blizzard was merciless and lasted days, and as I lay dying in the snow and wind, I spotted a human man approaching. I thought I was mad. He was tall and strong, though I noticed he was missing his right hand. The cold did not seem to affect him, and he looked down at me kindly and picked me up from the snow without effort. I remembered nothing beyond that. When I awoke, I found myself at a small Ilmitary monastery near the city of Silvery Moon. The monks told me I had nearly died.
What, that was Tyr?
I have often thought him thus, an avatar of the maimed god himself, though perhaps that is presumptuous of me. Whoever he was, the Ilmateri monks had not seen him bring me, and I never saw him again. Or perhaps I should say, I never saw him in person. He came to me time and time again in my dreams for many months afterwards, telling me that my vengeance would bring no true justice. I refused him at first, determined to return to my bloody hunt. The dreams came more frequently, and the man grew more stern with me. The path lay elsewhere, I was told, and reluctantly I left the mountains and came to Neverwinter and entered the service of Tyr. The dreams never came again.
What happened then?
Tyr's clerics took me in, and over time I learned their ways and grew to admire the maimed god. I chose to champion justice instead as his paladin, and found peace at long last. My dedication saw me rise through the ranks, and it was much later that I encountered the young acolyte Fenthik, and knew that I had found my true path at last.
I didn't mean to sadden you.
No, I thank you. Thank you for listening to my tale. You have been a great comfort to me. I am glad to call you a friend, and hope that we can remain thus in the future. For now, however, perhaps our attention should return to your mission.
I will go now.
with
Yep. Erebeth's tale. Lady Erebeth has told you much of herself, including how she first entered into the service of Tyr long ago. Her faith in the god of justice seems to be shaken to the core, a fact which disturbs Erebeth profoundly. It is unlikely she will continue her tales for now, wishing you nothing more than to locate the cult quickly and deal them the vengeance they deserve. Aaron Gend has talked to you of his past, as well as the tragic love of his life. A woman woman he was forced to kill. Tales he has never told anyone else. Aaron finds you interesting and has intimated that he would like to get to know you better in the future. Now, here's one of the main differences between male and female characters. I'm playing a female character, so I can continue Aaron's tale to a 4th step. If I were playing a male character, Aaron's would have ended there, and I would be able to do Erebeth's to a 4th step. Honestly, Erebeth's is a lot more useful, and I will... When I finish this game, I'm going to be doing an episode with some other characters, just going through all the quests that I was not able to do, based on the limitations of the character I have chosen for this game, for this playthrough. And in that, I will showcase Erebeth's fourth tale. Dalen finishes his tale, admitting that he seeks his mother's murderer. He has been granted a vision that the murderer wields a notched axe, and it is this axe Dalen hopes to find. Grimnaw related detail of the secret ritual of his order that his order uses upon their fallen members who have become undead. Grimnaw seeks a mummified hand or a similar artifact of the undead because it is an important reagent in that ritual, so it may be performed upon the rest of his comrades. Sharwyn finished her tale about the time in Athkatla, relating the betrayal of her lover Danon and how she seeks a lock of Nymph's hair to take revenge. Tommy finished his tale of the jewel heist and the disappearance of both Sammy and the Star of Kalimshan. He expressed a desire to someday track down the location of the jewel, wherever Sammy might have brought it. Bodynock expressed a desire to repair things with his father by finding a previous flower that his father had always desired. It's called a prism blossom. Cool. Alright, great. We have about 10 minutes left of the episode, so we can go and do the Mutiman's Challenge dungeon a little bit more. And I will say, one of those items is in this dungeon. I am glad I don't have to read any more companion stories for the rest of the chapter. And then we only have to do it one more time. Oh, wrong way. Murder on the throat. So much reading.
Feel my sting!
Fucking spiders. Am I immune to poison? Oh, I am immune to poison. I pointed at my screen like that was like you guys could see me. I am not attacking anything right now though. Ettercaps ain't shit. Ettercaps are weak as fuck. Alright, the fact that I'm immune to poison makes this a lot easier. What is making me immune to poison? Oh, it's the hood! Hell yeah! Never mind, this dungeon ain't gonna be anything bad at all. It's the poison that makes it hard. Because every single... If those spiders hit you, you're poisoned. It is such a ridiculously high save. Or maybe it's not, and I just have the worst luck of anybody in the entire game. That may very well also be a thing. Queen spider. Either both gonna lead to the same place, so we're gonna kill the queen spider now. While we are here. Thank you for taking the attention, Lena, so that I can start doing sneak attacks. God damn, sneak attacks are nice. Because of sneak attacks, I was able to do a 42 D6 crit on Friday night's game. Sneak attacks are so nice. If you don't know Dungeons and Dragons, Scabbard of Blessing. Alright, I'll take that cell. If you don't know what I mean by 42d6, that means that to calculate the damage, my weapon does one 6-sided die of damage. And that's pretty average. That's pretty standard for weapon damage in Dungeons and Dragons. I landed a critical hit, and that critical had me roll 42 6-sided dice worth of damage. That's all because of sneak attack. That's not all because of sneak attack. There were some potions and shit that made that a bit possible. But damn, it was excellent. And the result of that roll was 143. On a 6-sided die on a weapon that deals one 6-sided die of damage, I managed to do 143 damage. It's fucking amazing. Amazing. Race spider. There's an ettercap in here too. Oh, there's a sword spider. Sword spiders are nasty. Oh, there's a dire spider too. That shit's nasty. A crystal skull. I think we could probably rest. No, I can't rest. There's enemies nearby. In that case, just drink some potions in. That should be fine. Ettercap. Ettercap. Oh, the spiders in here have already fucked off. Thanks, Linu. Copper necklace. Alright, let's loot this chest here. Got about 4 minutes left before we're at an hour, which is usually when I like to cut it. I aspire to an hour. I don't always succeed. Usually, if I level up and have to deal with companion stories, those episodes end up being an hour and a half. I admit my faults. Alright, so this is a clear choice of traps versus enemies, to which I say, why not both? There's no reason why you shouldn't do both. Take both of those and open this. Yes, whatever. Dire hellhounds. Is not just hellhounds enough? It's a dog that breathes fire. I mean, if I had a dog that breathes fire, I would say that that was enough, and I don't need it to be dire also. Okay, Linu, you're only healing yourself and not me, and I'm kind of not alright with that. I would prefer it if you also healed me. What is this? Robe of cold resistance. Cool beans, I'll take that. There's a Yanti.
I greet you.
I am Gias, human creature, to ask of you a riddle. Answer it correctly and you may pass me unharmed. Should you attempt to pass me without answering, or should you answer it wrong? I'm just gonna read it normal. Should you answer it wrong, no, I'm not. Shall have the pleasure of killing you. What do you say, human fool? Ask me your riddle then. Very well. Since I am forced to do so, I shall. Answer this. Alright. I gotta focus on this riddle, because I have never gotten this riddle right. At a banquet where human knights gather, each knight sat and clinked his glasses, with the knight to his left and the knight to his right. There are 15 knights at this banquet. How many times did the glasses clink? 15 knights. There's 15 knights, so that means that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so 15 knights, they clink their glasses to the knight on their left and the knight on their right. This guy has none. So these two clink. 1. Then these two clink. These two, these two, these two, these two, these two, these two, and these two, these two, these two do, these two, and these two, and there's nobody on that guy's side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 15. It's 15? Oh, for the first time in my life, I have gotten it correct. That is correct. A childishly simple riddle. You may pass. But should you wish a prize, speak to me again.
I greet you.
So, do you wish your prize? You wish your prize, do you? Do you wish to answer my second riddle for it, or shall we dance? Ask me your riddle. I've never heard the second riddle. I like riddles. Listen closely, foolish one. After slaying a dragon, a group of knights gave some of the trinkets from the treasure hoard to a group of fewer than 10 human girls to divide. While the trinkets could have been divided equally amongst the girls, they argued over how to divide it. One suggested that they divide it by family instead of by individual. In the group, there were 2 groups of 2 sisters, the rest unrelated. So 4 girls, 4 of these less than 10, which could be anything. Any number less than 10, but more than 4. 2 groups of 2 sisters, so at least 4 of them are related. Well, 4 of them are related. The division would mean that the trinkets per family were 5 more than the trinkets per girl. Before a decision was made, one girl said she desired nothing, so her share was divided amongst the others. The shares were equal once again. The suggestion of dividing the trinkets by family was then withdrawn, as all were satisfied. How many girls shared in the division, and how many did each get? Give me a hint. Pfft, human fool. I shall give you a hint, though I doubt you will be able to answer my riddle regardless. The number of trinkets must be evenly divisible by the number of girls as well as by the number of families and the number of shares once one is eliminated. Alright, so 1 sat out. 1 sat out, and the number of families is 2 less than the original number because there's 2 sets of sisters. 14 trinkets. Hang on. Hang on, none of those are divisible. None of those are divisible. Because it said the shares were even. The number must be evenly divisible by the number of girls as well as the number of families and the number of shares once one is eliminated. Wait! It's 12. It's 12 and 5. Because of the 2 sets of sisters, 5 girls means 2 are sisters and 1 sits out. Which means that's 3 family groups. And that would make 4 trinkets per family. But if it's 5, then it's... But if it's 5 girls, but 1 sits out, then it's 4, and it's okay. It's this one. It's got to be. You are correct. Here's your gift. Now be gone. Oh, I got a crystal frog. Pass and be gone. I'm going. Alright, that one was tough. I don't know if I could have figured that out if I didn't have multiple choice there. That was not a riddle. That was math, and I'm not good at math. I'm good at, like, what gets wetter the more it dries. Alright, so... shit.
I will not be defeated!
Level 3? Oh, thank you, Linu. I intended to end the episode here, not get into a fight. Oh, we lost Linu. Hang on, I wonder, because now we're in Muniman's Challenge level 3. I don't think I won't want to be in level 3 yet. We did just lose Linu, but I have to go. I have to go check. Is this gonna lead us to level 2? Because I don't want to skip anything. Level 2! Alright, this is where we want to be. So, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I have been Raelle, and I will see you next time. Bye!